Let me show you some of the first things that we can do on POCO X8 Pro and Pro Max right after the initial configuration. So once you are done with the first setup, and if you have access to the home screen, then the first thing that you can do is you can check your notifications, because in here most likely you can find a notification about finishing setting up your device, which of course you can use if you want to. Usually this option allows you to find settings and options that you have during the initial configuration. So whatever you didn't do during the initial configuration, you can treat it as another chance to quickly set something up. So you can of course give it a try if you want to. But of course, many of the things that we did during the initial configuration, or we had the option to do during the initial configuration, we can also do on our phone, mostly via settings. So what we can do besides that? Well, we can go to settings, and of course at first you want to check if you have an update, if there is a newer version of the operating system available for your phone. Usually if there is, you can find an update button here where we have about phone. If not, if it doesn't show up in here, you can just go to the about phone and you can tap on Xiaomi Hyper OS in order to see if there is a new update. If there is, then you can choose the button that allows you, that says an update is available, in order to start downloading the update, and then the phone can install it straight away. Besides that, of course, we can use a Google account. So if you didn't sign into a Google account just yet, in settings, we can go to additional settings. Then we want to scroll down and over here go to accounts and sync. In here we can press add account, and then you should be able to choose Google. So if you have like a Gmail or a Google account that you want to use, then of course you can sign in. Maybe you have a couple of accounts that you wish to use, so we should be able to sign in over here, or you can just create a completely new account in here. The next thing that we can do is update apps. So to do that, of course, we need to have a Google account. We can go to the Play Store. Next, we're gonna tap on our Google account in the upper right corner. And then in here, we should be able to go to Manage Apps and Device. In here, you will find updates available if they are, of course. So you can tap over here and you can update everything that you want to, or you can update apps individually. Another thing that we can do is we can just uninstall bloatware that we have pre-installed on our phone. And of course there are many different apps that have been pre-installed for you. Many of these are like games or just apps that they shouldn't really be installed for you. So in that case, what we can do is we can go to the security app in here. And then in here we can go to the deep clean option, and we have the uninstall apps. So in here we can select everything that we want to uninstall. So let's say I'm gonna choose a couple of example apps in here. Let's choose a couple of these games as well. There we go. And then once you select everything that you want to remove from your phone, you can just simply tap on uninstall button in here and then confirm that you want to do that. And all of these selected apps are going to be removed at once. All right. Now, besides that, of course, we have the system navigation. So you have the option to use 3 buttons at the bottom of the screen, or you can use gestures for navigation. And in here, if we go to settings, then we should be able to scroll down. Then we're gonna go to, sorry, actually we don't have to scroll down that much. We just have to go to the home screen. Now in home screen settings, we have the system navigation. And in here, we can choose between buttons and gestures. If you don't know how to use gestures, you have the option that allows you to learn how to use them. Also, for buttons, of course, we can use the mirror option, so you can choose if the back button should be on the right side or the left side. Besides that, here in home screen settings, we can also find arrange items in recent, so you can decide if you want to use the vertical or horizontal style. It's, of course, up to personal choice. Next thing that is worth doing is, of course, setting up the password on your phone. So unless, of course, you did that during the initial configuration, then you can just skip that step. But if you didn't, then of course we can go to fingerprints, face data, and screen lock. And over here we can set up the screen lock password. Once you set up the screen lock password, you can also set up the fingerprint sensor and face unlock. And besides these options, of course, it is worth, for example, going to the wallpaper carousel setting. So if you go to the I believe it is in the lock screen. There we go. In here we have wallpaper carousel. So this feature allows you to change the wallpaper on the lock screen every time you open the lock screen. Some people might like that. Of course, it allows you to have a new wallpaper every time you open your phone, of course. But if you just prefer to have one wallpaper of your own choice, then most likely you want to turn that option off. So if you go here to the wallpaper carousel, if you agree to use it and if you continue, then most likely the wallpaper carousel option is going to be enabled. So you can just turn it off quite easily by tapping on the switcher and then confirm that you want to turn it off. And then you can, of course, tap on don't agree. And finally, now it is off. And if you do use wallpaper carousel and if you want to use it, one thing that I can recommend you to do is you can disable the mobile data usage. So if you want to save your mobile data, if you don't want it to be used to use for wallpaper carousel for updates, and then of course you can just turn this option off in here. Next up, we're gonna go to battery settings. And in here, if you go to battery protection, then of course we should be able to choose one of these three options. It is recommended to use some form of charging protection, so it is not really recommended to charge fully, and you should be able to use at least the intelligent charging. It is the recommended option for those who don't like to limit themselves. And of course, if you don't really mind limiting your battery to 80%, then of course we can just set up battery protection instead. It's up to personal choice, of course, if you prefer one or another option. But if you feel like you don't like any of these charging protections, so for example your battery gets stuck at 80% while charging and your phone never charges above 80%, then of course you can just switch to charge fully if you want to be able to charge all the way to 100%. But once again, that is up to personal preferences. There is also the wired charging mode, which allows you to use the top speed option, which is the equivalent of a fast charging option. So if you wish to be able to charge your phone slightly faster, then of course you can choose the top speed option in here. Alright, after that, what we can also do is we can go to the app drawer, and over here in the app drawer, by default, we have, for example, these categories in here. We also have suggestions. All of these options and even the app drawer itself, of course, can be customized. So if you tap on this setting icon here in this upper right corner, over here we can turn off app suggestions that we have at the top. You can also go to categories in order to turn them off. And also we have the backgrounds option, so you should be able to choose, for example, light or dark. Or you can just apply the transparency, so you can see a little bit of the wallpaper if you want to, and there we go. So I think now it looks even better. So you can adjust the appearance and a couple of these features of the app drawer. You can adjust it to your own needs. And one thing that I actually forgot about is the Find Hub or Find My Mobile, or just anti-theft protections and so on and so forth. So in settings, if we go back to fingerprints, face data, and screen lock, over here we can go to the privacy, and in here we can find the Find Hub option, which of course we can make sure that it is enabled. Of course, in order to properly use this feature, we need to have location enabled. We also have access to the remote lock over here, so of course if you want to use that, you can just turn it on quite easily in here. You can also check more security settings in order to find theft protection, which is also worth enabling. In fact, in here we have, for example, the identity check, we have the theft detection lock and offline device lock. All of these features are very useful, and of course they always increase the chance of finding your phone in case it is lost or stolen. And that is about it. Now, in theory, now you can just go to the Play Store and you can start downloading all your files that you wish, all your apps that you wish to use on your phone. There's actually one more thing that I want to mention, and I made a separate video about it, and that is, of course, ads. Unfortunately, on POCO X8 Pro and Pro Max, we have ads, so you can check out my video where I talk about more about turning off these ads and how to do so. So, of course, be sure to check that out as well. And if you're looking for other guides for POCO X8 Pro or Pro Max, you can just check out my channel too. Leave a like and subscribe. Oh, and also, of course, if there is like something that I forgot to mention in this video that you think it's crucial to do on this phone, then of course you can let me know in the comments. not only me, of course, but you can let everyone know. So if you're watching this video, check out the comments to see if there's anything more that you wish that you should do. And now that is all. Leave a like and subscribe.